can last for a very long time, but I would expect the AIs to eventually start to dominate the world economy in this sense, at least unless humans are able to take advantage of the large amounts of technological progress that will be made in this world to increase their own capabilities, to just not just remain on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think that this seems like pretty determined to me. As like economic time goes on, like I expect AI to be like a bigger and bigger fraction of the economy. Like whatever remaining a sliver of wealth humanity keeps is gonna be like a smaller and smaller fraction. I guess that there is like a crucial difference between, you know, it being like a small fraction, but still being like vastly more than we have now, and actually that shrinking to being zero, like leaving us in like a worse position in terms of wealth per capita we have now. Like, do you have intuitions about like which of these worlds are we headed towards?
I think if there is no, like if we manage to retain like a peaceful economy in some way, and humans are not expropriated, then there's no reason to worry that humans as a whole are going to become much poorer. We own some wealth now. That wealth, I think, is going to have very high rates of return throughout the period of increased economic growth. So we will end up with a stock of wealth that is just worth an enormous amount by our current standards. I agree with you that over time, as a share of the entire economy's wealth, it is going to shrink. But the overall economy is going to be growing so much. Like, for instance, if you think about the effect I mentioned with founders getting a higher rate of return on their investments, well, they're able to do that because they are in the process creating a lot of value that was not there before. So yeah, they get a bunch of wealth, but that's because it's not because they have taken wealth that belonged to other people. It's because they have created a lot of new wealth. And that's would be my default expectation with AI. I also think that it is probably not reasonable to expect that with the amount of technological progress we can foresee, that humans are just going to stay on the sidelines forever, that the human capabilities are also not going to increase. At least, like if you consider the amount of wealth that would be available to some humans, at least in this world, there will be very strong incentives for the economy to offer products to them that can increase their capabilities, not just for reasons of productivity, but because that might, say, enable them to have much richer experiences. It might provide
prestige, and like you want to be on the side of like the very successful and prestigious types of beings.
Yeah.